remember how awful my hair is when it goes this way. Okay. So we just watched the
It's called Duncan Removed.
Wait, we forgot to analyze the title.
The guy in the ear, his name is Duncan.
Oh, that's the whole thing. He just removed Duncan.
Yeah, there's nothing in the title.
That's the sound of your mind breaking in half. We cracked the title. It's because the guy was Duncan, and he removed him. God damn it. Okay.
I will link Duncan Removed into the description of this because it's like on Vimeo or something. It's like 20 minutes long.
Lighting, like that's the only light.
It's the sun. Duncan Removed.
Duncan Removed.
If you don't know what it's about, well, first of all, you should watch it because it's really good. And well, was it good?
I forgot to remember if it was good or not.
Ken Marino's in it.
It's either good or you can't even tell if short films are good nowadays because they're all trying to be good. Like
it's fake deep.
Yeah, it might be. It's either real deep or fake deep.
Or super gay, but I can't figure it out. So
yeah, okay. So
the premise is this. First of all,
okay.
This guy Ben Marino has a thing in his ear.
He has a thing in his ear.
He has a thing in his ear.
Speak.
And it's a thing that tells him
Ben Marino.
It's a guy on a microphone. And he's like, hey, this is the things you should say, and these are the things you should do.
Because, okay, he's not mute. He can say things. And it's not that he doesn't know language, because he knows what words mean. He just can't. He can't think of any words to say.
Which makes you think this has been going on for a really long time.
Yeah, because, like, it's not so. Because he just didn't, like, get used to having to think of words to say, you know? Or he got unused to it.
He's got this wife and this kid.
Yeah. Those.
So he goes off to work, but before he goes, it's his daughter Sam's first day of school. So she gives him a little button. And the guy in his ear can't see anything.
Yeah, he couldn't, like, sell any of his goddamn leather-bound books to, like,
get a camera.
Invest in, like, a little button camera or some shit.
Yeah, no, so he can't see. He has a lot of leather-bound books.
He has many leather-bound books.
And his apartment smells of rich mahogany. That was a good one. I'm really proud of that.
One. Oh, boy.
Anyway, so he has this button from his daughter that this guy doesn't know about.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's significant.
It's because it's like, it's like this guy is kind of living his life for him because he's telling him what to say, but there are things that it's just for Ken Marino. It's just
it's just for him.
Just for him because he can't like it. Because the feelings that Ken Marino has for his wife and his kid are real, even though he's been told what to say. Like, you know,
he's not completely absent.
No, he's very much present. It's just that he can't fucking say anything.
He can't think.
You know?
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't. Yeah.
So he goes to work. And before he goes, his wife is like, oh, I'm very proud of you. It's got a big surprise coming up. So he goes to work, and his boss, who is his wife's dad, offers him a promotion.
Yeah.
He would have to move.
Yeah.
Just upstate, not that far.
Yeah, just like a little ways.
And he has to turn it down.
Because
Duncan in his ear tells him to turn it down.
Yeah, because
the connection doesn't reach that far.
Yeah. Because Duncan, yeah.
Before he leaves work, he takes the thing out of his ear, and he holds it in his hand. And then he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Somebody asks him a question, and he doesn't know how to respond.
He does
the Arthur fist.
But the fist is just talking.
It's screaming at him.
Because Duncan's in there.
So, because he didn't respond,
yeah,
Duncan calls him up to his apartment and is like, something happened with the connection. It wasn't that, he just took it out of his ear.
Yeah.
Because Duncan can't see.
Duncan can't see anything. Well, no, he can see. He doesn't have a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Not
goes
the same thing.
He goes up to the apartment and is like, let's check the connection. I'm sorry for making you turn that on that job, but we can't move because the connection doesn't reach that far, and you won't know what to do.
Yeah, because never forget that you would die without me in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because you can't say anything.
And this guy, Duncan, has, like, pictures of the family on his wall.
Yeah, he has pictures of Ken Marino's family. Like, Ken Marino and his wife, Ken Marino and his kids, Ken Marino's kids, Ken Marino's wife. And also, there's one, it's, like, positioned right at, like,
right
the
in the
top,
middle.
at the middle, like, the top middle. Like,
Yeah.
so more than just even the middle, like, the top middle. It's the main part, the main part. It's just Ken Marino. Like, it's
just
not...
a picture of Ken
okay,
Marino.
So if the thing was supposed to be that this guy is stealing Ken Marino's life because he can't have a life, then it would be like, he's got a picture of the family. He's got pictures that Ken Marino would have because he's trying to steal Ken Marino's life. And he's not trying to, but he's, like, living through Ken Marino like he is Ken Marino in his mind. But
Ken
he's not.
Marino's his sim.
But still, like, that can't be the case because who has a picture of their fucking sim in the middle of like, the center point of their fucking creepy photo wall?
I would. I would have a picture of my sim.
Okay, in The Sims, yeah, but not in real life.
Not in real life, but in
this
The
is
Sims.
real life for this man. This is
Anyway.
all the life. Yeah, he's just in love with Ken Marino, maybe? We don't know.
It was implied that they grew up together.
Yeah, I said when we were growing up, you know.
Which could just mean, like, our age group or whatever.
Yeah, could just mean, like, those darn millennials don't, when we, but it makes more sense if they, for a couple things. One thing, he has this watch. The watch is kind of how they communicate. Ken Marino can tap on his watch, and he'll hear it. Duncan will hear it, and Duncan will tap on his watch, and Ben will hear it. Ben Marino. But notice how Duncan's watch, he wears it wrong. He wears it so it's, like, over, like, where your pulse will be. Because it's, like, his... I know that that's significant, and I just can't think of anything to say. Like Ben Marino. You gotta be Duncan. You gotta... Why does he... Okay. Because it's his life. It's his...
his life. His...
pulse. What's your pulse?
Your life force.
No, I know, but no, it's not your life force. It's just indicative of that you're still alive.
Yeah, know? That's why he does that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. No, it's like Ken Marino is his pulse because that's how you can tell from that you're still at Ken Marino is what lets Duncan know that Duncan still has a life,
Yeah.
Because Ken Marino...
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm sorry, I just pictured, like, you check your pulse and then you're like, I'm still here too.
Aren't you gonna check on me? Stupid pulse.
You check your pulse, but does your pulse check you? It's a one-sided relationship. But it isn't, no, because he checks back.
He checks back.
The pulse checks back. But Ken Marino is Ben Marino. Ben Henry. Ben Henry. Ben
Marino.
He doesn't have it there. Because it's not
he doesn't his life force.
Yeah, because it's not...
Duncan is his... He wants to have a life outside of Duncan. Duncan doesn't want to have a life outside of him.
Yeah, or it's because the life isn't his life anymore. Duncan stole it. He doesn't have one anymore. Or, okay, it's either that, it's something about not alive. So Ken
Marino isn't alive?
No.
Did you know he doesn't have hands?
What?
I mean, he does, I just can't draw them.
Oh! That's so different.
That was so besides the point.
I'm so much.
Anyway,
so another thing we found was that
he's got boxes and boxes full of recordings.
Yeah, you'll remember this if you watched the thing, like we asked you to at the beginning, Carl.
Chicken sandwich, Carl.
Chicken sandwich, Carl.
What are you, deaf?
Yeah. But
So he's got these boxes and boxes full of tapes.
yeah, tapes of
Ken Marino's life.
yeah, well, like
all the
recordings. Like he
audio.
splices like little recordings out of the days of all the recordings that he's had of the days.
So
of Ken Marino's life, of the audio. I don't know what
First we thought that each recording was a day,
but then
we did
the math because it has the number of the recordings on there, and we divided it by 365.
And that would mean Ken Marino was 60 years old, and that had been going on his entire life.
60, yeah.
So we decided that they were just events.
Yeah, like there could have been more than one a day, which is unlikely that you'd have one recording-worthy event per day. But we're gonna have to say that there's at least 2 per day usually.
Yeah.
So by that logic, it's been 30 years, and it's been basically his whole life. And so our good theory was that, that Disney Channel thing?
Where somebody doesn't know how to talk to the girl, so they put a thing in their ear, and their friend tells them what to say?
That started as that, and he just didn't leave.
It just never stopped.
Ken Marino
married this girl.
Ken Marino just forgot. He just kept it in long enough that he forgot how to think of things to say.
We solved it.
It's Drake and Josh, like... It's the edgy Drake and Josh theory. That's Drake and Josh creepypasta.
That's what that is. Duncan removed his Drake and Josh creepypasta.
Drake and Josh did that, right? Like they must have.
I feel like at some point.
Like I've never seen them. I've never seen an episode where they did it, but they must have, right?
Yeah, it seems like something they would do.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows like that, in iCarly,
oh my God,
when they have lookalikes come and stay in the room so they can sneak out.
Oh,
and then Spencer comes and he's like, "Hey, do you guys want some cubed fruit?"
And they have a recording.
Recorded. No, thank you. We don't want any cubed fruit.
How often does he ask if they want cubed fruit?
What else?
So so we did that. It's been going on his whole entire life. Or they did the math wrong and like they weren't thinking about it.
That's probably most likely.
Then you are skeptical of this one, but in the dinner scene, there's a stay with me. There's a painting. Stay with me. It's behind, like it's from Ken Marino's vantage point. It's like he's looking down the table. It's behind his father-in-law. That's stay with me. It's a painting. It's a painting of a guy and a horse. Stay with me. Here's the theory. Here's the Ken Marino's the horse. No, listen. Hear me out. Because he's being trained. I'm not saying it was a good metaphor, but I think they chose it because like they were looking for a painting that could be relevant to put behind the father-in-law, and they were like, horse. Trained in that he's in charge. You're in charge of your horse.
This is just a reach. This is just a big reach. Is what it is.
I'm not saying that this is profound. I'm saying that they put it there because they thought it might make it seem profound.
Maybe, but I feel like probably not.
It's like, how a lot of authors and TV show people and movie people, filmmakers, directors and writers and stuff, the like really famous, really good ones, a lot of people say about it like, oh, there's so many levels to their work. Like if you go back and watch them again, you'll see like all these layers of like all these little meticulous like perfect details that you go stay with me that you just go back in and like that no one would ever see, but they put it in anyway. I feel like this is like it's like that, like they wanted to be that, but actually there's just like putting so many levels of like kind of shitty half-ass detail that no one's ever gonna see anyway. Like they're just hoping that some assholes like us will come along and
be like, hey,
and be like, oh, there's so many levels of detail, but it's shitty.
Do we have anything else
to say?
Else?
So at the end,
so he went to dinner.
Yeah,
and then Duncan, like the little bastard man that he is, stopped feeding Ken Marino ideas.
Yeah, just for a minute, just to let him like flounder for a minute.
Just to prove that it was like, you need me.
Yeah, and you get a little smile. Gross.
Like a gross smirk.
A little bitch smile.
Bastard man.
Yeah. I love how you want to call him a bastard, and I'm just like, little bitch boy.
Bastard man is my favorite thing to call somebody. Ever since I watched Always Sunny,
Bastard
that's
man
my
is
go-to.
a really good one, but I like a little bitch boy.
Dennis is asshole. Why Charlie hate? Because Dennis is a bastard man. That's my go-to. I'm a bastard, man.
Yeah.
Like in real life. I was at my parents' wedding. I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm a literal bastard. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
We've been friends how long?
I don't know. You just never. Well, you never saw fit to like sit me down and say, well, I remember at my parents' wedding, like we didn't like meet. Our parents just like made us be friends. Like, there wasn't a moment when we were like 4 where you were like, I remember at my parents' wedding.
I was 15 and my parents were about to celebrate their 15-year anniversary. And I said that to somebody and I just got the weirdest look, and for some reason it didn't register to me that was just not a thing. I'm a bastard child. So yeah, what were we talking about? So they go to dinner, he will laugh for a little bit, and then they go back home. And his daughter Sam asks, why don't we want to move?
And the guy says something stupid, like a little bitch
where else
boy.
is there to go?
Like, oh, why we want to, where else is there to go? I don't know, man, I could name like 10 fucking places off the top of my head. Watch me name like 10 places. There's Paris, France, there's Paris, Texas, there's London, that's one. There's England, that's around London.
No. Keep going.
There's, I can't say where we live. Not on the internet. There's the internet.
That's a place you can go.
Yeah, no, because there's computers, right? And you could go to those and just chill out there. You could move to the internet. Just sit next to the computers.
You can go to Asheville, North Carolina.
You can go to Asheville, North Carolina.
You can go to Nashville, Tennessee.
You can go to Nashville, Tennessee. And you could
go to Miami.
You could go to Miami. You could go
New York City.
You could go to New York City, and you could go to
let you get this last one.
You can go to, in Italy, there's this place, I think it's called the Torture Museum. I went there when I went to Italy, and I was going through my edgy phase, so I was like, yeah, let's go to the Torture Museum. But it was really exactly how you'd expect a torture museum to be. Like, just really kind of seedy, and I'm not saying don't go to the Torture Museum, but I am saying it's very much a torture museum, very much made by people that would make a torture museum. You could go there. That's 10 places.
Yeah.
There's 10 fucking places.
I was gonna say, like, LA or something. Torture museum's better than LA. I have to go to LA. I can't go to LA.
Can't go to LA?
That's all the way across the country.
You can go to the Torture Museum.
I can go to the Torture Museum.
That's just a different continent, you know?
It's better than moving across the country.
Yeah.
I can live in the Torture Museum. What were we talking about? Where else is there to go?
Yeah. Ken Marino just, instead of saying where else is there to go, he says, I don't know. Which, first of all, it's the one thing he said on his own, but second of all, we think it's also that he can say that. Like,
he said something else on his own. He said, hi, I'm Ben Henry, pleasure to meet you. In the middle of the night. He got up in the middle of the night and introduced himself to the mirror.
Because that's he's practicing. He's practicing saying things on my own. On my own. Oh, God. I'm Ken Marino.
You're Ken Marino.
I'm Ben Marino.
You're Ben Marino.
I'm Ben Henry. I can't fucking say it.
Yeah, you can't talk.
Okay. Because I'm Ben Henry. I can't talk because I'm Ben Henry.
Ron Donald. Ben Henry. Slump Rathman. Ken Marino characters got stupid names.
Yeah. Mhm.
I like the name Victor Pulak. I don't know why. I just like that.
Pubes.
Thanks for that incredible. What's the word I'm looking for?
Funny. It's called a joke.
No. Addition. I can't remember words. What was the word we were trying to remember the other day? Euphemism.
Oh yeah.
That's a really hard word to remember.
We were just saying A words for a while.
Euphemism.
Wait.
Like how creative is a euphemism. Oh, I see, Ben.
You don't know that you're creative, too.
That's so stupid.
Okay.
I finished my angry email to David Wayne.
God. I'll have to see that.
All 20 points. The last one is just me talking about how McKinley is a jock again, which I did say. That was like my 4th point, but I just wanted to talk about it again. Because he is. He's a jock. He is.
He sure is.
They made him a theater kid, but he's not the theater kid. They've already got those.
2 ones.
Two
Okay.
whole theater kids.
Okay, so what had happened was Ben Marino, he says, I don't know, instead of saying a thing, and he's like, and Duncan's like, what are you doing? And then they go inside.
And he takes out
Not
the
they,
watch.
yeah.
And he throws it on the
removes
ground.
Duncan.
He removes Duncan. Duncan's been removed. That's just as good as it gets. I think that's the end of the video. I think that's all we gotta say.
They removed him.
They removed Duncan. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do an outro?
Okay, guys, if you like this video, then be sure